the channel, everyone. Hi, this is Zoell, and this is your AEW Revolution review for February 29th, 2020. Again, my apologies for this late upload. You guys know the deal. But anyway, I just wanted to get this review out before the week, because we have Raw tomorrow, obviously. But Um, all all in all, the Revolution was a fucking amazing pay-per-view. I can't remember the last time that I was actually that or this excited for wrestling or a pay-per-view in general. I mean, I have been watching WWE and professional wrestling since I was 10 years old, and with how stale and just terrible WWE is, I'm finally, I'm happy that there's finally, an alternative. I'm happy that like pro wrestling fans have an option now. And if AEW keeps banging out these type of pay-per-views, then sooner or later I'm just going to say goodbye to WWE altogether. I mean, I hope that's not the case because I really do like some of the guys and girls there, but the quality of the product is just it's just fucking terrible. And the amount of, wrestling that they put out on a weekly to monthly to yearly basis, you would think that they would have at least some good things to give us, but it's kind of like, well, it's not even kind of. It's like, the McMahon family stood in the ring. Triple H, Stephanie, Shane, and Vince McMahon, his dumbass self. They stood there and they said they were going to give us what they want. And how long has it been? And they still haven't done that. So I think we can all just, you know, rejoice in the fact that AEW is here. And last night's pay per view, like I said, was just fucking amazing. Um, so let's go over the show. We opened up with Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. There was a match on the pre-show. I did not watch the pre-show. I did give my predictions that the Dark Order would win, and from what I read, I think they did. I think Scorpio Sky, don't you know, don't quote me. I think Scorpio Sky was rolled up for the 3 count, and Christopher Daniels teased that he was part of the Dark Order or he was the Exalted One, something along those lines, but it all turned out to be a ruse. So that's good. But so before the bell even rang, Dustin he had on a shirt that said, "I'm here to fight Jericho's bitch." And throughout the match, the crowd was chanting Jericho's bitch. I mean, the Chicago crowd is always amazing. Like I wish I lived there. so so the match started. I I wrote some notes. I don't really feel like going through it like move by move, so I'm just gonna like jump around. At one point, Dustin Rhodes slammed Jake Hager's hand onto the steel rail. Jake went to his wife that was in the front row and they made out, and I didn't know if I was supposed to be turned on or uncomfortable. Maybe that's just how my sick mind works. Um, and he was getting a pep talk from his wife until Dustin hit him with a clothesline, I believe. And then Dustin plants a nice wet one on Jake Hager's wife, and her face was covered in his makeup. And I was just like, that's just gonna piss this guy off if he wasn't pissed off already. Dustin hit a bulldog, a power slam for a 2 count. Jake Hager went for a Vader bomb, his first attempt. Dustin got his knees up. He finally hit it, got a 2 count. Hager hits a gut wrench power bomb, some running clotheslines. Dustin flips Hager over the top rope, and when he goes over the top rope, his head just fucking slammed into the steel steps. Dustin hits a code red. He gets a very, very close 2 count. He puts Jake Hager in a cross arm breaker, but Jake Hager reverses it into an ankle lock. Dustin fights out the ankle lock, and then Dustin kind of sends Hager almost hitting Aubrey Edwards. are the greatest female referee ever. But Hager stops himself, and when Aubrey wasn't looking, Hager gave Dustin a low blow. And then he locks Dustin into the triangle hold, and then Aubrey Edwards calls for the bell, so Jake Hager wins. This wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't the best match either. I don't feel like it really I mean the crowd obviously loves Dustin Rhodes. I love Dustin. But I don't think the crowd was really amped up. Like, for opening matches, I feel like, that match is supposed to like kind of set the tone for the night. And like I said, it wasn't bad. It wasn't necessarily the best, but Jake Hager, he needed this win. This is his debut match. They want to establish him as like a threat. He's like the big heavy of the inner circle. So he needed this match. And Dustin Rhodes he's so good, and he's like aging backwards that like if he still loses, like he's still, credible in the ring. So, this loss I don't think is going to affect him at all. Then we go to one of my favorite matches of the night, Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. Um, the beginning of this match was crazy because by the time the bell rang, which was basically after Darby Allin suplexed Guevara onto the steel guardrail, he went for a suicide dive, and from the looks on the replay, it looks like his foot got caught on the rope and he kind of fell short on the suicide dive, and it looked like he like hit the top of his head on the ground, or his head collided with Sammy's something another. But the commentary team, excuse me, did not like shy away from it, which I thought was good. It's like, don't don't piss on me, tell me it's raining, that kind of thing. Sammy at one point grabbed Darby Allin's skateboard. He hits him with it, and then he pulls out two tables. I think it was two tables. I think it was. And he goes to the top rope and he hits a beautiful fucking 630 splash. Darby gets back in the ring, and then the bell rang, and that's what I was about to say. Like, I was so interested in this match that I didn't even notice that the bell didn't ring when Darby Allin came out. Like, that just shows you how interested and how great these two are in the ring. So the bell rings. Sammy hits a running knee for a near fall. Darby puts Sammy into the gory special submission. He bites his fingers, then drops him into the Fujiwara armbar submission. Guevara gets his foot on the bottom rope. Sammy goes to the top rope. He hits a diving foot stomp that it looked like he nearly took Darby's fucking head off. He gets a 2 count, and the camera pans to Jurassic Express ringside. And I was just like, hey, Jungle Boy. I love him. So, again, Sammy grabs Darby's skateboard, and as soon as he gets in the ring, Darby hits a destroyer for a 2 count. Guevara goes to the top rope. Darby meets him, and then he hits a insane looking Spanish fly halfway across the fucking ring, mind you. Gets a 2 count. Guevara then takes off the top turnbuckle pad, and he tries to push Darby into it face first, but Darby gets his foot up. He leapfrogs Guevara, who like slams into the exposed turnbuckle. Darby hits his stunner and his coffin drop, and he gets a 3 count. So Darby Allin wins this match, and like I said, this match was fucking amazing. On my predictions, I had Sammy Guevara winning because he needed this win, but it was, it was one of those matches where if either of them won, like, I would not be mad at all. Like, Sammy Guevara is amazing, but Darby Allin is like his star is shining so fucking bright, and what I really like about him is that he's an AEW homegrown talent. Like, he's not from WWE. Like, you've never seen him. He, like, WWE didn't release him, or, he wasn't a job, or, like, he is AEW homegrown, And I can only imagine where this guy is going to be in the next 2 to 3 years. Like, I would love to see him as AEW champion one day. Um, so next we go to probably my favorite match of the night, which was the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Adam Page for the tag team championships. Um, the promo package that they showed for this match, again, amazing. AEW just, they hit it across all boards with their promo packages. And I did note that it was interesting that the Young Bucks were getting booed during the introductions, and that just shows you how over Adam Page is. Like, the Young Bucks are beloved everywhere they go. And it's just crazy that, like, they were getting booed because, you know, everybody loves them, but, like, Adam Page is getting so over that they were obviously the heels in this match, even though that's, smart people would know that Adam Page is heading for a crazy heel turn. So Kenny and Nick start off the match, a lot of back and forth between them. They shake hands, and then Omega tags in Page. Nick tags in Matt. A lot of chain wrestling between the two before they do a standoff. Matt goes for a handshake, and Page spits in this guy's face. And when I tell you, after he spit, like, they zoomed into, like, this guy's spit rolling down Matt's face. And when I tell you, like, shit got crazy, shit got crazy. Omega comes in, he tries to separate Matt from beating the shit out of Paige. He pushes him away. Matt eventually tags in Nick. A lot of stiff kicks between the two. Nick tags in Matt again. They hit a twisting neck breaker on Paige. Paige starts attacking Matt's back. He tags in Omega. Omega hits a running backbreaker for a 2 count. He tags Paige back in, who pushes Nick off the apron. He throws Matt outside the ring. He sends Matt back. He sends Matt back first into the steel guardrail. Omega intervenes and he stops Paige from powerbombing Matt onto the timekeeper's table. Matt hits Northern Light suplex on both Omega and Paige before he tags in his brother. Nick, does his thing. Cyclone kicks, roundhouse kicks, running knee in the corner. He hits a bulldog and DDT combo, springboard hurricanrana into Omega. He puts the Scorpion Deathlock on Paige, but Omega hits a Cortora Crusher on him. Matt interrupts Omega's rise of the Terminator, but Omega hits him with his own hurricanrana. He goes for a Tope Suicida, but Matt kicks him in the head, gets a 2 count. Nick, if I'm not mistaken, Nick was still the legal man. He tags in Matt officially, and Omega goes to tag Paige, but Nick pulls him off the apron. Matt hits just a crazy looking power driver, another near fall. Nick is tagged in. Omega hits a power bomb. Nick and Matt both charge at Paige, but he hits a springboard lariat. Clothesline to Matt. Paige goes to the top rope. He lands a nice looking moonsault, which, somewhere somewhere Charlotte is just boiling at the fact that everyone loves his moonsault and not hers. At this point, the crowd is chanting, "Fuck him up, cowboy, fuck him up." Matt hits a throat chop before Paige lands a big boot. Omega blind tags in. He hits a gut wrench bomb for a very close 2 count. Paige is tagged back in. He charges at Matt. Nick hits him with an enziguri. Nick hits a beautiful springboard destroyer for a 2 count. Paige pushes him off the top rope. He goes to the top rope, but Matt holds his head down and Nick hits a super kick in between his legs. Omega breaks up Matt's pin before the Young Bucks prepare to super kick Paige, but he catches Nick's foot and then puts on the chicken wing on Matt Jackson. So, hello, Marty Scroll somewhere. Omega and Paige hit their shooting star press moonsault combo. Paige hits the blockbuster suplex for a 2 count. Powerbomb on Nick. Omega comes in with a V-trigger. Paige tags in Omega. Nick attempts a super kick, but Omega lands another V trigger on both the Young Bucks. Snapdragon suplex, Tiger Driver 98, 2 count. Omega hits another V trigger on the back of Nick's head. He goes to the middle rope with Nick on his shoulder, but Nick reverses it into a reverse Rana. Meanwhile, on the stage ramp, Matt hits three Northern Lights back suplexes. Paige at that point was trying to go for the discus elbow strike. Nick and Matt spiked Adam on the entrance ramp with an Indie Taker. The Young Bucks hit three super kicks on Omega. Double V trigger. Omega kicked out at one. The crowd went apeshit. Young Bucks hit another V trigger, but Omega kicked out. Nick tags in Matt, who starts stomping on Omega's injured shoulder. The Young Bucks set up for the Meltzer driver, but Paige powerbombs Nick through the table. Omega and Paige hit the V-trigger buckshot lariat combo for another fucking pinfall. Omega hits a V-trigger on Matt. He sets up for the one-wing angel, but Matt gets out of it, hits a super kick. Paige tags in, and he hits his own one-wing angel and gets... Oh, wait, no. Wait, I'm sorry. Nick interrupted that pin. Yeah. At this point, I wrote, like, what the fuck? Paige throws Nick outside onto the ramp. He hits two buckshot lariats on the Young Bucks, and he pins Matt Jackson for the 3 count. And finally, Kenny Omega and Adam Page are still your tag team championship. Look at me. It's late. Don't judge me, you guys. They're still your tag team champions. So overall, this, like I said, this was a fan-fucking-tastic match. Christ, I don't know what is there not to say about it, but I don't know this is how you make the tag team championships important. This is how you make them relevant. This is how you keep them relevant. This is how you tell a story in the ring. Like, yes, the titles were on the line, but the more important thing to focus on was the fact that you were sitting in your seat wondering, like, if the Young Bucks really do take this title, like, is this the end of the Elite? What is Adam Page going to do? Kenny Omega's in the middle. Does this make the Young Bucks automatic douchebags? Like, you want to be happy that they won the titles, but it's like, dude, you guys took the title from your friend. This is his first championship. You guys have nothing but tag team championships in your history. So it's like, the story was way more important. And if you paid for that pay-per-view, like, this match alone was worth whatever you paid plus some. Adam Page is over as hell. I think he's one of the more rising stars, along with Darby Allin, along with Orange Cassidy. So I just love the intensity of the Young Bucks. Omega trying to keep this a fair fight. But overall, like, in the end, after the match, Adam Page kind of teased like he was gonna hit the buckshot lariat on Omega, and that just, I love that, because you know it's coming, you just don't know when. So, like I said, this match was just fucking amazing. I could do without all the kickouts, but this has become a staple in AEW tag team wrestling, especially with the Young Bucks. Like, they will super kick your face to fucking shit and still kick out. So, like I said, there's not enough good things I can say about this match. But next we had Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. This match just didn't do it for me. I'm really not gonna go through it all. I mean, there's really not much. I just felt like this match just wrong place, like, after that tag match. Well, to be fair, after that tag match, any match that followed wouldn't have stood a chance. But I feel like because Chris Statlander is still, in my opinion, she's still very green. Nyla Rose, like, I see that she's being, billed as the beast. I can't get into her. But, it's just that this match it just wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it just wasn't good. So there was a lot of botches. I don't know if these guys' chemistry was off this night. The commentary team did mention that Chris Statlander was just getting off the flu, so maybe she's still a little droggy or whatever it is, but just it just wasn't that good. But anyway, Nyla Rose retains the championship, and it is what it is. It really is what it is. So then we had the match, MJF versus Cody. I don't know what was up with MJF's tan. He just looked weird, but I kind of feel like little things like that kind of adds to his character. It's like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Like, does he know that he's extra tan and he looks weird as fuck? Or maybe he just doesn't care because he probably still thinks he's the best looking guy in the arena. So, whatever. Um, Cody had Downstate. I hope I'm saying their name right. Um, perform their entrance, and man, did they fucking sound horrible. I mean, the entrance overall was great, but that performance, hard pass. Um, I'll get to Cody's tattoo in a minute because man. But anyway, MJF spent a lot of the early moments of this match outside the ring. He threw a drink on a fan. He gave us the middle finger. Normal MJF, fuck you, I'm the best heel stuff. Cody hits a Cody cutter for a 2 count. And he randomly ran all the way up the entrance ramp and then ran back out to hit a clothesline. I was not sure what was going on, but okay, whatever. He hits a sunset pin attempt. He only got a 2 count. MJF pokes his eyes. He stomps on his broken toe. Cody picks MJ up, spins him around. He hits an Alabama slam. At this point, Brandy and Art Anderson were ringside. Brandy throws a beer in Wardlow's face. And when he went after Brandy, Cody hit a suicide dive. MJF starts attacking his arm. He suplexes him into the ring post for a 2 count. MJF applies his own Fujiwara armbar. Later turns that into a figure 4 submission on Cody's arm, but Cody eventually gets to the bottom rope by biting it. There's a lot of mouth action in the show. Spitting, biting, just ugh. MJF takes off Cody's boot, and like I said, he bit Cody's injured toe. I cackled, but I cringed also because I could just imagine his foot being sweaty. Just like, he's not dirty, but just my OCD is just ugh. Wardlow and Art Anderson they took up some TV time. I forgot what they were doing, but at this point, I'm pretty sure this is when MJF bladed, because when the camera panned back to his face, he was fucking covered in blood. Cody puts him in the corner for a 10 punch count. MJF hits the heat seeker, but the referee catches his feet on the ropes when he goes for a pin. Brandy goes for a crossbody, I assume, but Wardlow catches her. Cody goes for a pump kick, but accidentally hits Arn Anderson. MJF hits a low blow on Cody. He gets a 2 count. Cody suplexes MJF out of the ring, but they never let each other go, so it was kind of like suplex, and they both fell on the ground. MJF hits a double cross for a 2 count. He takes off Cody's weight belt and attempts to whip him, but the referee takes it away. And while the referee is momentarily distracted, Cody gives MJF his own low blow and hits a vertebraker for a 2 count. When's the last time you seen a vertebraker? Cody grabs his own weight belt and he gives MJF his own lashes. Like, take that, motherfucker. MJF pretends to cry. He even hugs Cody before spitting. Again, just a lot of spitting and biting and nasty shit. These guys really trust each other. But Cody hits the crossroads on MJF not once but twice. But in the end, MJF hits Cody with the dynamite diamond ring and gets the 3 count. And MJF is your winner. So Like I said, the story, again, this is one of those matches, like the tag team match. Like the story was there. You're emotionally invested. You want to see Cody beat the shit out of MJF. But on the other hand, MJF needed this win to cement him as like the company's top heel, if not one of the top heels. Cody is a superstar no matter what you do with him. Like the fans love him that fucking much. And once again, he puts over the right person. So, MJF like I said, he needed this win because he is definitely the future of the company. Um, I do think the ending was a bit cheap and lazy, but more than likely this feud is not far from over. So, we'll probably see MJF and Cody again at some point. Um, Now, the elephant in the room, Cody's neck tattoo. Hard pass. Uh, it just, it was very distracting. And I know it's kind of like inconsequential. It's, like it's just a tattoo, but like it's placement. Cody, it just looked weird on Cody's neck. And at first I was like, I hope it's fake. I hope it's fake, but turns out it's real. So I guess this is the week or the month of shitty tattoos because if you saw Cody's tattoo, I'm pretty sure you guys saw Jack Gallagher's chest tattoo, which looks fucking it looks like a mistake. Um, I mean, I have a bunch of tattoos, one of which I wish I can get rid of, but it's in a place where nobody can see it. I even forget I have it. So Cody just literally has to walk around with that on his neck. So, okay. Next, we have, again, another match I was anticipating, Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Um, I did write in my notes that I just love how Justin Roberts, when he was introducing Orange Cassidy, he was like, from wherever, Wayne, whatever, because it just adds to the fact that we know nothing about Orange Cassidy, but that doesn't make us love him any less. Um, I did also note the crowd started chanting, "Holy shit," before these two guys even touched. That's how over Orange Cassidy is, and I love Pac. I don't see too many Pac fans, but I love Pac. I think he's amazing in the ring, and I think he is. It's just crazy how he is so much different than Neville in every sense of the way. So, both, this match gets started. Orange Cassidy hits his devastating kicks to the shin. Pac, starts mimicking him. He finally shoves Cassidy down. The crowd starts chanting fighting forever, and these guys have literally been fighting for like 2.5 seconds. Cassidy runs the ropes. He hits a drop kick, his shtick with his hands in his pocket. Pac hits a nasty looking tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He throws Cassidy out the ring, slams him into the steel guardrail. Pac throws Cassidy head first into the ring post, rolls him back in the ring, lands a scoop slam. He goes to the top rope for a shotgun drop kick. Pac hits a super kick, a Lager bomb for a 2 count. The crowd starts chanting "No pulp." It took me a minute to figure out what they were saying, but thank God for the commentary team because I thought they were saying something completely different. Pac brings Cassidy to the top rope. He hits a brain buster, but he does not let the ref count all the way to 3. He picks up Cassidy's head, drags him to the corner, and he goes to the top rope. And I assume he was going for the Black Arrow, but Cassidy rolls out the ring. Again, crowd goes apeshit. This guy could fucking sneeze or blink, and the crowd would love it. Pac rolls him back in the ring, goes to the top rope, and again, Cassidy just rolls back out. Pac throws him back in the ring. Cassidy tries to roll to the other side, but this time Pac catches him. He meets him on the other side, and then Cassidy gives him, beautiful smile. Cassidy lands a suicide dive, a crossbody, a swinging DDT. He gets a 2 count. Pac hits him with a lariat. Cassidy hits a beautiful looking Superman punch. Somewhere, again, Roman Reigns is sitting there seething because this is Orange Cassidy's debut match, and already his Superman punch looks so much fucking better. He hits Pac with a diving DDT. Pac rolls out the ring onto the ramp. Trent throws Pac back into the ring. Cassidy hits an air raid crash for a 2 count. And then the Lucha Brothers come out. They hit a bunch of super kicks and shit to the best friends. And I was wondering, what the fuck is going on? But, part of me is like, we'll probably have a tag match between these two teams. Which would make sense because what other reason do the Lucha Brothers have to come out? They're not associated with Pac in any way. I don't remember any recent tag matches between the best friends and Lucha Brothers, so color me confused. Um, Chuck Taylor hits a senton on the Lucha Brothers, and while Cassidy's back is turned, Pac locks in the brutalizer, and Cassidy goes to sleep, literally passes out. So winner is Pac. This is my other prediction I got wrong. I had Orange Cassidy winning this match, but looking back on it, because I did rewatch the pay-per-view before I uploaded, it did make sense for Pac to win. And I don't feel like this loss will affect Orange Cassidy in any way. So, um, again, like I said, I'm a Pac fan. I think he's a fucking beast, and I hope to see him as AEW champion in the future. But if this did not make you a believer of Orange Cassidy, then you're fucking stupid. Because if you didn't know his work before, that's one thing. And I do understand that some people at first glance, they may not get his whole gimmick. They may not get like what's so special about this guy. But this match was a really, really good introduction to Orange Cassidy and the fact that the guy can actually go in the ring. He's not just all sunglasses and thumbs up and freshly squeezed and jean jackets and stuff like that. So, you know, it just shows you that like this guy is fucking over despite never having said one fucking word on TV. That just shows you like the power of a good character. Like if you can get the fans behind you, like that's all you need. That's really all you fucking need. And AEW has done a great fucking job in getting guys over and then on top of it giving you great wrestling. So again, I can't praise this company's, I can't praise them enough. So now we have the main event. Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. Chris Jericho, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. This guy just is the king of reinventing himself. This guy, Chris Jericho, is fucking amazing. Like, I know some people were like, oh, he's a former WWE guy, but it's like, he is so, his character in AEW is light years ahead of what he was doing in WWE, like his last run. Like, he has brought so much eyes to this company, and the guy's entertaining. Like, he's of a certain age, but he still has Fozzy, and that's probably why he dropped the title, because I'm pretty sure he's going on tour again. But like, this guy has made himself into one of the hottest commodities in wrestling, if he wasn't already. Just, just enough. And then on top of it, he had a fucking choir sing Judas. Like, can we give Chris Jericho all of the titles ever? Please? He had a black woman singing his theme song, leading a choir. Do I need to say anything else? Chris Jericho is just the fucking greatest. So Jon Moxley comes out. They fight in the crowd. At one point, Jericho uses a water bottle and a bar stand, I think it was. I couldn't really see it, to attack Jon Moxley. Moxley bites Jericho's eye stitches. Again, just too much mouth action. Pause, because that's not the type of mouth action I want or need to see. Jericho throws Moxley into the ring post. At this point, Moxley starts bleeding. Jericho powerbombs Moxley through the timekeeper's table, and I'm 1000% sure that Jon Moxley's head hit the ring bell. And I did see an interview with him, and he did say that he was half concussed, and I'm pretty sure it was this spot where he got concussed. I cringed. Jericho hits the ring bell. He declares himself the winner before he starts stomping the shit out of Moxley. He catapults his neck into the bottom rope outside the ring. Jericho throws Moxley into the steel steps. He tries to superplex Moxley off the top rope, but Moxley pancakes him and hits an elbow drop. Moxley goes for a shotgun drop kick, but Jericho catches him and tries to put him in the walls of Jericho. Moxley turns it into a heel hook. He hits a running knee strike for a 2 count. At this point, Ortiz tries to interfere when Moxley goes for the paradigm shift DDT, but Moxley grabs him and then Ortiz hits him with the loaded sock. Jericho hits a Lionsault, which, when's the last time you saw Jericho hit a Lionsault? He gets a 2 count. Moxley gets him into the Boston Crab in the middle of the ring, but Jack Hager runs down doing triple duty tonight. His match, he saved Sammy Guevara, and now he is attempting to help Chris Jericho. He runs down, he tries to interfere. Jericho hits a code breaker, gets a 2 count. Jericho puts him in his own Boston Crab, but Moxley gets to the bottom rope to break the hold. Jericho tries to get himself disqualified by pushing Aubrey Edwards around. Moxley lands a clothesline. Jack Hager hits Moxley with the loaded sock this time, and Aubrey Edwards catches this and ejects all of the inner circle from ringside. So now it is definitely a one-on-one match. Sammy Guevara runs into the ring while Aubrey Edwards is throwing the rest of the idiots out. He hits Jon Moxley with the AEW Championship title. Jericho only gets a 2 count. Then he goes from Moxley's his other good eye before he hits a boot to the face. Moxley hits the paradigm shift DDT and he pulls off his eye patch, revealing that his eye is perfectly fine. So I assume that the blood that was all over his face was from when Jericho powerbombed him and his head hit the back of the ring bell. So Moxley hits a elevated paradigm shift DDT and gets a 3 count, and Jon Moxley is your new and my new AEW World Champion. So again, story. If you are a wrestling fan like myself and you have a functioning brain, you know that the story is important as much as the character, as much as the look, as much as the feud, as much as the talent in the ring. It is very, very important. I was invested in this match because I wanted to see if Jericho was going to weasel his way into another victory and how long he was actually going to keep the AEW championship. But Jon Moxley is on a whole nother fucking planet. Just, again, the shift from Dean Ambrose in WWE to Jon Moxley in AEW, it's almost like they're two different people. Like, I love that AEW gave Jon Moxley a chance to just be himself. Like, and I'm happy that AEW realized by signing him that we have our hands on gold. So just you don't need to monitor him. You don't need to write his scripts. Just let Jon Moxley be fucking Jon Moxley. And again, there's not enough good things I can say about Chris Jericho. The guy's fucking awesome. So, I'm happy Jon Moxley is the new champion. He deserves it. And I can't wait to see who his next opponent is. So, my overall thoughts is this was just a great pay-per-view. Every match aside from the women's match, but that's neither here nor there. Every match on this card delivered. My favorite match obviously was the tag team title match. Young Bucks, Omega, and Paige. Those 4 could wrestle fucking plastic bags, and I would be okay with it. Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Orange Cassidy, Pac. Like this, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. This pay-per-view was just fucking awesome. So I will see you guys for Raw tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a shit show as usual, but please like, subscribe, comment, follow me on all my socials, and I will see you guys later. Love you. Bye.